Yo, what's going on, guys? Rhys here from More Than Lifting with the More Than Lifting podcast. Conversations about calisthenics, gymnastics and all manner of bodyweight training. I'm a personal trainer from the UK and I help people get in great shape using gymnastics and bodyweight exercises, advanced skill training, teaching people awesome skills that they can use to train anywhere, and also giving them a reason to do so, which is great. You can find all this and more at morethanlifting.com, and in this episode we're going to be talking about progressions, how progressive training works, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty as well, so stick around for that. But first, let me tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. I've been ill. I've had the flu or something. My voice is still terrible. I might just explode in coughs at any point. And so apologies for that. But I'm on the mend, and the entire time all I've wanted to do is go out training. And it really sucks because when you're ill you can't train. It's that simple. Like, all you will do is make yourself worse. Don't go training. It shocks your immune system, it expends a lot of energy, and it just wears you out. There's absolutely no reason for you to be going training when you're ill. Okay, it's literally gonna make you worse. Don't bother. Like me, I've just been sitting at home feeling sorry for myself. That's all you can do. Or you can get on with other stuff, but you can't stress out your body any more than it already is when it's ill. All right. I've actually not been too unproductive. I've been getting loads of writing done, loads of new stuff coming out on the site, which you got to look forward to. But I haven't been able to go training, and ultimately I've been a bit depressed about that. What I have been doing is just taking part in this little Instagram challenge, this like a minute handstand challenge. So that's been quite fun, like kind of doing the minimum or the most that I possibly can, which is just a couple of handstands for a few seconds or something, and that's kind of had to be good enough. But it's, that's been great. You should check that out. It's hashtag, it's HSTDmin. Alright, which is just awkward as anything to tell you about on a podcast, but I thought I'd just let you know anyway. And it's really cool. It's basically just add in 2 seconds every day, so throughout 30 days, so you go from 2 seconds up to 60. Yeah, so that's a bit about what I've been up to, and top tip, do not go training when you're ill, because it's not going to help. Right, but in this episode, like I said, we're going to be talking about progressive training and how the progressions work, and kind of how the process of moving through your calisthenics journey works. All right, because everyone asks about it and people just don't I guess that's the abstract concept that you've got to get your head around if you just want to go at it yourself. So it's really important that you guys understand what you're doing, and that's what this is all about. So in the last few episodes we've covered the beginners tricep and the foundation tricep, this foundation workout, all right, which you can find out more about at morethanlifting.com/foundation. It's just a free workout with a warm-up and everything. It's fucking awesome. You should check it out. It's like a 50-page guide or something, and it talks about all kinds of stuff, which is going to make you a training legend. Anyway, so these progressive training works in this kind of way. You got your level 1 exercises with your beginner tricep, and then you've got your level 2 exercises with your foundation tricep. All right, so we'll go through these. I'll kind of explain how it works. So you've got direct progressions for exercises like pull-up progressions, and you've got exercises that will help you on your journey, but they aren't direct progressions. They're like supportive exercises and stuff like that. All right, so when you're working towards your pull-ups, you'll know that there are pull-up progression exercises you can do, but you can start with these level 1 exercises at first, so you can get a total upper body workout and be building everything together with balance, rather than just going, I go down the gym and I do pull-up progressions. All right, because that is not going to do you a lot of favors. It might help you to get pull-ups, but what about everything else? You're neglecting the rest of your body, which isn't cool. So when you do your level 1 and you unlock your rows, and you start being able to do your rows and your push-ups and your tuck raises, then from there you kind of unlock the ability to start progressing towards level 2s. So that's not all that you can do, though. You can't just do rows and progression exercises and that's it. when you unlock an exercise, you unlock this ability to do different variations of an exercise, which you wouldn't have been able to do before. So there are loads of different types of variations. There are a couple of like simple ones like grip changes. There are more complex ones like archer variations and plyometric variations, some of which do apply to these exercises, some of them, and some of them don't apply. So they aren't all like, I mean, you can get creative obviously, but there are these main groups of variations, like one-arm variations, for example. So you could start doing push-ups and rows and your raises, your tuck raises, and then start doing, instead of just doing that every day, start doing wide grip ones, narrow grip ones, diamond push-ups, wide push-ups, and different supported or hanging raises, you know, so you've got a bit of variation. And then you can work on your progression exercises as well, which are like lesser versions of a particular exercise. So there will be like negative pull-ups, negative dips, stuff like that, assisted, using bands and stuff like that. So there are loads of different basic progression exercises which will then take you up the level, and you need to be working on them too. You can't just work on your variations because you want to ultimately unlock that next level. And yeah, so it's having that balance between the two. But what it means is you now know that you can do your pull-up progression exercises or your dip progression exercises for one set, and then you can do your row variations and your push-up variations for another set, rather than just doing progression exercises and rows and progression exercises and push-ups. So it gives you the ability to mix it up and challenge your body in different ways and ultimately keep building and getting stronger, rather than staying at the same level, only being able to do regular push-ups and regular rows. Okay, and then when you get to the level 2 and you can start doing these pull-ups and these dips and full hanging leg raises, that's really cool. But then what? You can't automatically just do front levers and flags because you can do pull-ups and dips. So you need to start working on your progression exercises towards those. All right, and this foundation workout hits you at that basic level to be able to springboard into all of these different exercises, like the planche, like handstand push-ups or whatever. But they're not direct progressions, obviously. So when you get to the foundation level, you can do your pull-ups and your dips and your leg raises. You can start doing different variations of them then, because you unlock that ability. So you can start doing chin-ups, wide pull-ups, narrow grip pull-ups. You can then start doing archer pull-ups and typewriter pull-ups and eventually one-arm pull-ups, you know. But you work along those, you kind of unlock them as you go, and you unlock harder and more skillful variations as you go as well. And it's the same with dips, you know. You get you go from your parallel dips and you do like single bar dips, and then you do your Russian dips and your Korean dips, and then you're doing Korean typewriter dips, and then next thing you're doing muscle ups because you're just strong enough now. You know what I mean? But as you go, you unlock all of these different variations. So it's not just I do pull-ups and dips and then I do rows and push-ups and that's me. You can start working in all these variations. As soon as you unlock your pull-ups, start doing different pull-up variations, start doing wide grip pull-ups, start doing narrow grip pull-ups, switch it up and make it more interesting for yourself, and also to help you progress faster and help you get stronger and in better shape. You know, you don't get in the best shape of your life just by doing 4 exercises or 6 exercises. You do it by doing 6 basic kind of templated exercises. You know, those, you know, you got to do pull-ups of some kind and dips of some kind, but you go crazy doing one-arm pull-ups and Russian dips and that, you know what I mean? That's what you do. But you don't start doing that just because you do pull-ups. You work up through those variations. And then also when you're doing that, you start working on your muscle-ups. So you start doing your assisted muscle-ups. You start doing them with the band, resistance band. You start doing negatives and you start doing jump reps and stuff like that. And all these other ones will then start working your muscle up, and then next thing you're doing muscle ups and handstand supersets, and that's your training. You know what I mean? Because you're that much of a beast. But it all starts at this level 1, getting these rows in, getting these push-ups in, starting doing these basic variations and working your way up and working your way through the pulls and the dip progressions and working your way towards those other skills. It doesn't start, everyone starts at level 1. All right, but everyone progresses because it's inevitable, because that's how it works. All you got to do is do the next level, do the next craziest, most imaginative thing you can think of and build towards the next skill. All right, it's a very, very simple template once you get your head around that concept. But if you think about it like a role-playing game or like something like that, where you start with your level 1, you unlock your variations, which are kind of like the next thing, and then it takes you to level 2, and then you unlock the variations, and then it takes you to level 3. Like it's a simple way for you to get your head around it if you struggle with that concept. If not, then cool, you know. And you know that next time you go training, instead of doing pull-ups and dips, you're going to do wide grip dips and wide grip pull-ups, and single bar dips, and you're going to try your Russians and your Koreans and stuff like that. And yeah, that's how it works. That's how you'll get super exercises down. Things like planche push-ups. You're not going to get planche push-ups just by doing dips. Yeah, it takes time and it takes a lot of work, but as you unlock these variations, they'll take you to the next level and the next level, and you'll soon, before you know it, you'll be doing a full planche, and then you'll be doing planche push-ups, and then you'll be doing planche presses, and we'll all be very impressed, especially me, because that'll be fucking awesome. Yeah, so that's it for this episode, the kind of progression template, and how progressive exercise works, and how you use it to unlock new exercises and different levels of exercise. All right, to find out more, check out the podcast show notes. If you like what you've heard, hit subscribe. We're going to do this twice a week, like I've said, and I've got some great stuff coming up soon, so make sure you hit that subscribe and share it with anyone who you think will enjoy it or get any value from it. Connect with me on all the social spaces at More Than Lifting. Send your questions, nudies, and all kinds of other things. And just quickly before I go though, if you're ready to turn your training upside down, I invite you to join the 12-week mastery program, where I take you from 0 to bodyweight athlete in 3 hardcore months of training. It's not a joke. It's not for people who aren't going to put the work in, because it is very intense. All right, but to do that, to get involved, go to morethanlifting.com/12 weeks. And yeah, I'll see you on the inside. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you next time. Keep in touch with yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon.